A girl, a racket, and a million felt balls. That's the last line of a poem I wrote shortly before I came to TCU. It was a reflection of the impact tennis had on my life over the course of 4 years. Today, I reflect again, utilizing my love for the sport to highlight those who inspired me on my journey here over the past 4 years. I do want to take note of the clarity of this photo. As I go through this presentation, you'll see that much of my journey harbored anything but clarity, but sometimes granularity is what brings about grit. This is John McEnroe at the 1980 US Open Final. He attracted an incredible crowd in this New York stadium. Not only did he catch their attention because he was good, but because he was different. No matter who you are, there's always a crowd around you. What's the aspect of your life that'll catch their eye? McEnroe has been a well-known name in the sport for years. Again, not just because of his skill, but because of his dedication, even into his more mature years. And do take note of the company logo posted behind John, IBM. That'll be important later. Another player in the game who has quite literally broken his back for the sport is James Blake. He tells the story of this journey in his book titled Breaking Back: How I Lost Everything and Won My Life Back. His determination inspires me, and his transformation from a young, rowdy player into the man he is today is incredible. I love this photo. This interaction between two of my inspirations puts a smile on my face. And even the smallest details personalizes my love for these gentlemen and the sport. In this photo, John McEnroe holds a head radical racket, the same one I've played with throughout my own tennis career. Just like these players, tennis rackets have had a history of their own, but that's a topic for another day. Speaking of history and unique connections, I can't mention John McEnroe without highlighting his brother Patrick, who, though not as well recognized as his brother, plays just as big of an impact on the sport and all it has become. These brothers have done so much to get recognition for this sport, which is why some of the more familiar names like Billie Jean King, Serena Williams, and Roger Federer are known and respected across the globe. Patrick McEnroe was named president of the Tennis Hall of Fame just this year. Not only does he represent the sport as a player, but as an iconic sports commentator as well. On and off the court, he creates space for the discussion of relevant and controversial topics that affect the sport. Speaking of controversial, Nick Kyrgios is no stranger to causing a scene and speaking his mind. Hence why he's known as the bad boy of tennis. His podcast, No Boundaries, also gets into the hard conversations that players would rather avoid usually. Nick really lives by the idea of having no boundaries, and it's been very apparent throughout his tennis career. Grit. You can see the passion and Nick's spirit whenever you look at this photo. It's the moment that Nick qualified for the semifinals at Wimbledon in 2022. It was ironic for him to reach that level of competition at a tournament that's known for its tradition and high class. $32,500. That's how much Nick was charged moments after this photo was captured. He's no stranger to displaying his emotions. He's a showman, and that's why so many people, even outside of the tennis world, love to watch him. Believe it or not, the photo in the left of the screen is a young Nick Kyrgios, and next to him, the Nasi Kokkinakis, an unlikely pair that turned into a globally ranked partnership, a success story and an inspiration to so many. Growth and the right crowd. That is what this photo teaches me and the relationship between these two guys. If there's anything their partnership teaches me, it's to find your tribe and stick with those who support you. You'll achieve so much more if you do. This image captures the moment when Nick and Thanasi won the Australian Open together in the spring of 2022. But a better photo to display the energy of these guys would have been the moment they qualified for the finals. They were so thrilled and shocked that they practically tackled each other out of excitement for what they had achieved. It was so much more than a physical battle to get there, though. Nick has opened up about his own struggles regarding the mental capacity it takes to compete in tennis and even just in life. I believe that the inner game of tennis is the most important part of it. A book I read by Timothy Gallwey taught me how to better utilize my mind when it came to competing on the court, and luckily that's translated so well to many other aspects of my life. The first time this became real for me was when I watched Rajiv Saralaya compete to make it to the Texas UIL State Tennis Tournament. His coach was quoted saying, "He not only hates losing sets, he hates losing games. He battles every point." Rajiv served as an inspiration in my own journey to get to that state tournament. I vividly remember the day before he competed in the finals, when the Amarillo Globe newspaper headline read, "Does history await?" The next day, that headline was replaced with the words, "History Maker." Though I battled to be a history maker in my own lane, I fell short of the goal and didn't qualify for the state tournament. It broke me, but I got back up, set new goals, and did everything I could to achieve them. Sometimes you have to pivot to reach what was meant for you all along. Growing up, I never thought I would have goals so bold. I never thought I'd be where I am today. I now compete every year to play tennis on a national scale with some of the best partners by my side. The two gentlemen in this photo coached me through blood, sweat, and so many tears. Not only are they my tennis coaches, but they've coached me through life. My head tennis coach, Cody Crouch, once told me, walk confidently even if you don't know where you're going. That has been my life mantra ever since. Just like my tennis career and my passion for the sport, how they've taken a myriad of twists and turns, so has my plan for the future and what I'm going to do after I leave TCU. The girl who 4 years ago thought she would be working in fashion merchandise and marketing is now graduating with a dual major in supply chain and BIS. And I'll be stepping into my dream job at a company that shares such a love for my passion and ideals. I can proudly say that I'll be working with the company that is transforming the US Open and the sport of tennis through analytics, AI, hybrid cloud, and so much more. Without tennis, I wouldn't have chosen IBM, and I don't know that they would have chosen me. But all those blurred lines in the course of the last 4 years have brought me here, and I can't wait for my two passions to merge and craft another wild journey that I can one day reflect on and continue to be proud of.